Hi, my name is Katie,
I'm Laurie.
and we're with the University Innovation Fellows Program. And our guest today is Tanner Wheadon from Utah Valley University, and we're here to ask him 4 questions about his work as a fellow on campus. Take it away, Laurie.
All right, Tanner. So, what have you done as a fellow that you'd like to chat with us about?
So, since I started the program, one of my biggest priorities has been to reach students on all ends of the campus to teach them about creativity and innovation. Utah Valley University, where I go to school, is now the largest university in the state of Utah with 32,000 students. And we're supposed to have up to 40,000 students in the next 5 years. And as I started looking at the campus, I've learned about innovation and entrepreneurship, and I felt like students from all over campus really needed to learn valuable problem-solving skills. And so I thought, we can hold activities and try different things. And I thought, how can I have the greatest reach on campus, and how can I impact the most students? So one thing I started thinking was, well, maybe I could design some curriculum and put it in a general education course. And so that would reach students from all over campus. And since it's part of their class, they can't run. It's basically, they have to come to class and have to be involved. So what I did was I started looking at the different general education courses that we have. And I found a class called Tech 1010. And it's called Technology and Human Life. And the way that the class works is each week of the class, they talk about a different industry. So they'll talk about oil one week, they'll talk about the food industry another week. They go through aerospace, all sorts of different industries. So I talked with the department chair and I asked them just about the class, and they said that basically they had left 2 weeks of the class open where the teacher could talk about basically whatever they wanted, and the students wouldn't necessarily be tested on that. It was just 2 weeks of information that the teacher could put in about their experience in industry. And so what I've proposed to the department chair is that we could include 2 weeks of design thinking curriculum into Tech 1010. And so I designed the curriculum, and we're running a pilot course right now. So basically each day they go through a different step in the design thinking process. And then at the end they present their findings. And so it's a really engaging class, and it reaches 1,500 students per year. And so that's what I've primarily been working on our campus.
So, how did you do it? How do you design a curriculum? Like, what goes into that kind of activity?
Yeah. So, a lot of the stuff that I learned at the meetup as a fellow really helped me come up with some of the curriculum. But another thing that the meetup showed me was prior to coming to the training, I had a lot of big goals. I wanted to create, an innovation lab on our campus. And I wanted to, create this maker space and make it this big, awesome thing. And when I went to Stanford and Google, I was like, wow, these spaces are so cool, and I can see how they facilitate innovation. But when I came back to the school, I said, we want a space. And obviously, with the rapid growth of UVU, it's been very difficult to secure a space, because every classroom is scheduled from 8 in the morning till like 8 at night. So I said, I kind of took the lean startup, minimum viable product approach to getting this off the ground. And I said, okay, what do I really need to teach students about design thinking? And I said, well, I need Sharpies, I need Post-it notes, and I need rapid prototyping supplies. Of course, it's fun to have a big, sexy, innovative space, but what do I really need to teach students? And so what I did was I had the school purchase a mobile prototyping rack, much like the different mobile racks that we see at Google and the Stanford D School. And now, whenever we teach these classes as part of Technology 1010, we can just wheel that prototyping cart into that classroom the day that we're doing rapid prototyping. And of course, we use Post-it notes and Sharpies for the other days of the class. But really, we created a mobile makerspace, and right now it's proving the concept. And we feel that in time, as students become more engaged and excited about human-centered design, that we will get a physical space on campus. But this was our way of kind of just proving the concept first.
And if I can ask a follow-up question, how did you go about designing the curriculum itself? Like, what resources did you use? How long did it take you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you have to run it by people to get it approved?
So I've been working on kind of designing some human-centered design curriculum for the last few years, and it's funny to look back at what it looked like a year ago and how the different iterations have changed it. But honestly, I leaned on fellows. I shot the curriculum off to Leticia. She helped me with it. I went to another local university that has an innovation boot camp, and I learned there. I took an innovation course here and took aspects of that. And through just kind of really, as I reached out to other fellows, I would also send them the PowerPoint, and they'd tell me what they think or things they liked or didn't like. So really, it was a group effort, and it kind of just took it a form of its own. And the curriculum now is also taught as part of our accelerator that we have off campus. So that's phase 1 of our accelerator. So
cool.
That's awesome. You're doing such great work, and it amazes me every time we talk. And I love that you took this huge idea and you broke it down right into actionable steps. So our next question for you is, what do you know now that you wish you knew then when you were getting started?
I think kind of goes back to that same point, but kind of starting on a small scale and trying to build off of that. I felt like my aspirations were very large, which is a good thing. Like, you got to shoot for the moon, obviously, and encourage those wild ideas. But I also had to prove those wild ideas to make them become reality, right? So that's been the biggest insight for me, is I really kind of bootstrapped the whole program. Really is the way that I approach things on my campus to, both start the program and do some of the different projects that I've pursued have been very bootstrapped, and finding unconventional ways of making them happen. I think one thing that I'm working on with our campus right now is creating a course where students who attend the Innovation Fellows program can receive course credit for that. When I went through the training, I pitched what I was doing as a course and received course credit for it. And so that's something that I've been talking with Humera about, and a few other people. But I think, it was very valuable for me, but it was also a value proposition to the university saying, if you have students who pay for a class, so a 3-credit course at UVU's approximately $800. And if you have 5 students going through the program, then that's $4,000. So that was my initial value proposition to the university, to help them justify the cost of the program, was saying, well, if you have students enrolled, then that can cover some of those costs, and then the hit isn't as big on you. So I'd say that try things.
We lost that last sentence. You said,
sorry. Yeah, just try doing things differently. I think that's the biggest advice that I can give. Is some of the best things that have happened on my campus have come from trying different ways that I wouldn't think would work, but just unconventional different ways. So
awesome. So in a lot of your answers, you actually attested a lot to the support of students that you met through the Fellows program. Is there anything else outside of the things that you already mentioned that you would pinpoint about your experience in the Fellows program that have benefited to what you're doing at Utah Valley University right now?
I think using the resources on the wiki has really helped me. There's a lot of times that I had questions, and I was able to go there for resources and find content that people had faced the exact same problems that I had. But honestly, through the Facebook group and through individual fellows emailing me who are having similar challenges, that network is invaluable. So I just think overall, having students from across the nation who are trying to accomplish the same things that I am has been the most valuable thing for me.
Is there anything Is there anything we didn't ask that you want to say?
I don't think so. I mean, we've covered, I don't know, pretty much what I've been working on. So that works for me.
Awesome.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. And for those tuning in, be on the lookout because we're going to continue to interview more fellows so that you can learn about all the awesome stuff that they're doing on their own campus.
Thank you.
Thank you.